Mercer.
Are you kidding me with this?
I'm sorry, I don't want to criticize you, babe, but...
What? He led me on. That's the point of it. Why am I reluctant to criticize?
Always criticizing officers. Always turning down...
Where were the reinforcements you promised me? Don't you dare criticize me! Don't you dare...
Criticize. Always encourage.
I'm not criticizing you, Gail. I'm taking...
I don't like to criticize other angels.
President Bush has been criticized for avoiding...
I'm the one to criticize if I fail to maintain the standards I ask of you.
Learned that the negotiating officer is Lydia Mercer.
Are you kidding me with this?
She was widely criticized.
What? It's the news.
For questionable handling of last month's...
This is about to come in some
We can't do this.
Money for crack.
I'm sorry, I don't want to criticize you, babe, but I'm supposed to be having a conversation on the phone. What
Are you talking to me?
Come on.
What? He led me on. That's the point of it. Why am I reluctant to criticize him?
Hey, relax. Yale would not lead you on. He's not that kind of a...
Johnny one note. Always criticizing officers. Always turning down promotion. Why do you insist on staying a private?
Clinton's retreating. What are you doing here? Why didn't you follow him? Why didn't you pursue him? Where were the reinforcements you promised me? Don't you dare criticize me! Don't you dare! Don't you see if Wellington...
Most important thing. Never criticize. Always encourage. You just want them to be passionate. That's what I always tell them.
No, you can criticize me for what I do.
I'm not criticizing you, Gail. I'm taking it too personal.
Arthur, the committee is doing something about...
King Space Angel. I don't like to criticize other angels.
He has been targeted for what he did in combat in Vietnam. President Bush has been criticized for avoiding Vietnam by landing a much sought-after spot in the...
Not your teacher. We won't discuss him. I'm the one to criticize if I fail to maintain the standards I ask of you.
That's not fair.
My fellow congressmen, I know I've been criticized by the governor and many of you. You have accused...
Yes, ma'am. Look, old man, we spend a fortune on you, and all you can do is criticize from morning to night. And now you think that you can...
My team is intact, Doctor. I'm sorry for the loss of your man. You know, it's very easy to criticize someone who generates an idea, someone who assumes all the risk, someone who puts everything...
You try to sound like Hammond, it just comes off like...
Well, otherwise, ain't no telling what I might do. Now, I don't come by criticizing you and how you live. I just come by to ask you for $10. I don't want to hear all that.
就叫了这两句，别人蒙我们的事，我们当然要记住了。要我说啊，我们干脆就去做一间顶天。
Won't be fit to sleep in.
And then stop it, you two. I gotta go now.
A nice thing when my own daughter starts criticizing me. Shut up, Mother. Say goodbye to Walter. That's what you came down for.
You criticize without understanding. You seek only to address your own personal...
Carson, for what he says on the Tonight Show tonight. Obviously, when people criticize public figures, they're going to experience emotional distress. We all know that.
Steve and I invite you to this cabin as my friend. Not to criticize nor to comment on my command.
Well, should I...
I didn't mean to criticize you. That certainly wasn't my intention. I just wanted to...
tear others down and laugh at them and criticize what they do because you're too afraid to do anything.
What do you mean?
Exactly what I say. You accuse me of criticizing you. Well, it isn't true. Of course, there are a few things which I don't like about you.
You listen to me, you little maggot.
Listening?
Nobody criticizes my food.
Right.
Nobody squirts condiments on...
我々は洋上を漂い、あなたの部隊が無事日本に帰るためのおとりになりましょう。
Kitty. Her heart told her no. Did you come to shoot, snipe, or criticize me?
It lasted 3 times longer than expected. Nobody's criticizing JPL's work, Bruce. I just need to speak to everybody that was here in '97. Well, they're already here.
Did we make it asked?
Asked? No, I was never too asked.
Then how can you criticize it?
Oh, he didn't say anything. No. I came out to get some shock therapy, but there was an energy.
Anonymous sex?
A guy's willing to go 1,000 miles for you, and you criticize him because he admittedly hasn't covered that last yard.
No, sir. This may teach you to criticize my pleasures.
If it were anyone but my own daughter, Master! You should be
I have trouble making eye contact.
My parents like to criticize me too. When I was growing up, my mom said I had a really big...
that have been brought upon you. You will be criticized greatly. Your decision will not be a popular one.
Bags together for you ungrateful sons of bitches, and all I can hear is criticize, criticize, criticize. From now on, don't ask me or mine for nothing.
His theories on rockets, their potential use for space travel, they were highly criticized. He was called a fool, told they were impossible. He was shot.
Objection to the sale from Washington. We have been criticized for trying to help a company in financial difficulty. We feel very...
Some gall barging into my office and lecturing me when all you do is criticize other people's work. Not true at all. You called Emerson.
Just mine alone. Oh, don't give me that. I participated until you had enough and got out. You and Karen both. I'm not criticizing. Do what you want. You did, Karen did. And if you didn't, it's not
Your business, man. You don't know what goes on between two people. I'm tired of being corrected and criticized. That's all I ever did with Sally. I was always auditioning.
First, let me put you straight about Ike. We hear a lot about you criticizing his decisions.
Nah, not really. Bill, you know me, I'm just an old fool.
You permit your husband to conduct this slave auction. Darling Merriweather, how dare you criticize me? Melanie Wilkes told the doctor that if it's for the...
You sit next to me at the piano and I criticize the way he turned the pages.
Take a look at your own life before you criticize others.
Since Sir William was aware of the plan, it is not for me or anyone else to criticize it. However, it does leave us with some adjustments to make for this evening.
To him. Yes, that's part of the picture, yes. And if criticized, would he feel that he was being unjustly persecuted? As I say, it's all one pattern stemming from one premise.
Their procedures seriously deficient. They criticized you and the other agents who were out drinking late the night before.
Maybe it is. Oh, I'm not criticizing, Munzie. It's just that...
But you are. And perhaps you're right.
He was full of stories about Maria Elena, his ex-wife, whom he both criticized and idolized. He proved to be a good host, and...
They think their mom's a hero, and they think it's easy to criticize the situation when you're sitting in your mom's living room thinking about her.
Another direction. That's a real weakness. Hey, if I criticize the priest, do I go to hell?
Depends if you believe in hell.
Yeah.
Exactly the right thing. If he had done any more, he would have been criticized for that. And everything we've done... If he'd done any more, stole Sandusky over years of...
Come mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. I just lost a hundred.
Had Gideon trusted the truth of his story, the trials and tribulations of an alcoholic nightclub comic, we might have had a film to equal the best.
Or gave me half that much for a single room.
Please, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to criticize your apartment, but the toilet is a problem. Suppose I...
On? Well, it's awful. Excuse me. I'm being criticized by a grown woman wearing a bib. We've got to make a good impression at this.
The Daily Planet criticizing those who think they're above the law is a little hypocritical.
Can a man no longer open his mouth in this city? You criticize creation, you criticize our Lord, and you offend us. You should move out to the desert. You won't hear anything to offend.
Methods. Of course, it wasn't my place to criticize.
You know, Eliza said you were always very kind to her.
People in the old world made fun of Mr. Wilford. They criticized him for over-engineering and over-equipping this wonderful train.
I'm hardly in a position to criticize you, and I'm also trying to please. Exactly.
You're really great and powerful. You keep your promises.
Do you presume to criticize the great Oz? You ungrateful creatures!
You've forgotten what life is about.
Exactly.
Well, movies are life. All you know how to do is criticize. If you only had some inspiration for once.
Inspiration.